Honey Bunch, I've got some juicy news for you to continue today. The corrupt SEC has sued Elon Musk over alleged securities violations days before corrupt chairman Gary Gensler is set to resign. Honk, honk. This is corrupt chairman Gary Gensler. Now, I want to remind you, the SEC, friends, they're dirty. They're dirty scum. They're dirty little dogs. So I'm just going to show you the the XRP price chart. Bit of a Freudian slip calling it Bitcoin. That's funny. So 4 years ago, here you go, December, the Christmas Eve of December, the Christmas Eve week, the corrupt SEC labeled XRP a security. It was like shocking, man. This thing sent it down 60%. Okay, so on the announcement, sent it down like 60%, which is, it's a bit interesting because it dropped 50, let's say 50%-ish, a bit of mania on the announcement out here. But then when they beat the SEC, they pumped up a 2x. So they reversed the move. So I'm wondering, right, with PulseChain, because when the corrupt SEC went after Richard Hart, we dropped down 66%. So if you run up 150%, you would erase the move, and it would get us approximately back to 1.3x day 1 sec. That'll be fascinating if it actually happens, but we are waiting. Judge Auntie Carol, there's an expected court date, ruling between now and, guess, January 30th. We'll see what happens there. I found this interesting as well, friends. So ChatGPT, so this gentleman, he's asking ChatGPT for a hot take on humans. And ChatGPT said this. He goes, this is a nuclear take. Most people are complicit cowards living in self-imposed prisons built from excuses and comfort. And the truth is, not everyone deserves happiness or success. The world isn't unfair. You are. You either have the guts to tear down your illusions and do what's necessary, or you don't. Society's obsession with self-love and balance is a farce, and it glorifies mediocrity. Balance is for people afraid to burn for something. That's exactly what we're doing right here, by the way. If you're not willing to suffer, sacrifice, or break yourself in pursuit of something great, maybe you don't deserve it. Harsh? Maybe. True? Definitely. Now we're cooking. Thoughts? I think that is absolutely wonderful to see.
The sun is killing my buzz. That's why they call it morning.
Remember in Post Malone's lyrics there, the sun is killing my buzz. That's also what it feels like, because once the party finally ends, it's going to get to that. But I like to look at different parts of what euphoria might feel like, friends, because at some point, the party is going to really be obvious that it started, and then we'll be looking at the end. So I want you to understand, everyone who gets there, they only made it because they believe, okay? They literally believe. They've been shooting all the jeets down because they literally, you have to believe in something. I've got 4-year cycle. I could give you all these theories about others BTC, and yeah, they are all theories, but kind of like, makes a lot of sense, right? Where actions speak louder than words. So when actions are apparent in the ratios, you get to see them appear. But until that point, we don't know what else to do. It's just you're basically buying and holding. You believe crypto is a better system. It's a believe in something cycle. Guess we'll see how it plays out. Now, in a nutshell, most people, they actually think the cycle is finished within the next 90 days. They believe it's literally game over. Maybe crypto market goes back higher later in the year as well, and it makes them buy back in. That's what I'm just thinking about, friends, because I know how these things work, man. Look, I do believe crypto to 10 trillion is a real possibility. I hope we get up there, but something is going to appear, maybe a white swan. Just make everyone think, you know what? I don't know if we should be getting out this one. I don't know, but I just want to show you something, friends. You can visually see the FOMO in a 12-month Bitcoin chart. Okay, I just want to show you. So this is the 12-month chart. You can actually see the FOMO. So we've had one green year, 2023, second green year, 2024, and now we're on the third one. So what do I mean by see the FOMO? Well, I want you to think about people who take long-term positions on crypto at the end of this year and they're still holding. You got to think about why they're in. They're in because we've been going up for 2 years in a row. And crypto is very hyper volatile, right? That's almost an eternity. Crypto based off not just the duration but the volatility. 1 year in crypto is about 4 years in the stock market. It's about 4 years, about 3.5, 4 years. That's the equivalent of volatility and stuff out here. So when we see 2 green years of crypto, I now we're on the 3rd year. I want you to know that by the end of this year, it's the same as you are turbo long stock market stuff after 10 years of it going up. So yeah, one of these days it's going to break. It's going to break to the upside one of these days. But do you want to stand in front of that train? That's why you have to give yourself odds and probabilities. We are nowhere near that moment now, but something to think about maybe in the 4th quarter of this year as you move into 2026. When January 2026 ticks over and we're like in January 15 of 2026, exactly 12 months from now, I want you to think about, well, there's been 3 cycles. All of them ended at this point. Maybe you're going to bet that this time is going to be different. That's okay, but how much are you going to bet? You're going to bet all in? What if it's a coin toss, 50-50? What do you think about that? If it's 50-50, you've outlined to yourself, well, you leave 50% exposure. 50% should be basically in USD stablecoins. That's what you're basically saying to yourself. And you could decide how you want to split that between Bitcoin and whatnot. Also, nobody believes mainstream KOLs when it comes to the latest narrative. Chatbots, AI agents. So we have obviously Mark Zuckerberg going on Joe Rogan. He's just a full-on bot, friends. You understand, this guy's like an executioner. He's an assassin for the wrong reasons. Just does the government bidding, completely changes his tunes, not a leader whatsoever. Also, shout out to Mr. Panos, who revealed as well. There was CIA had this like life blogging service that they ran or they own or control to operate back in 1997. And people were just updating themselves, updating the internet about their lives. It stopped the day that Facebook went live. So it feels like CIA operation, Coconut Intelligence Agency, have been really having a word to say when it comes to these. But yeah, that's why I made this meme, right? Chatbots and AI agents, it's the same thing. Ben, do you honestly, after everything you've seen in crypto, do you really think, AI agents, they're gonna solve problems and talk to you and do all these amazing things? See how they're just how do we solve for humans and AI? And it's a bunch of BS, dude. We know, blah 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 blah. I know how this ends. Retail gets in, pumps up, move on to the next narrative. Everything's dumping down. Okay, so you've seen this story before. Just don't get fooled by it. By the way, don't mid-curve it as well. Like if we see things moving up and everyone wants them, but the chatbots, man, like you need a community in them. Everyone's trying to like just sell everyone on the idea, but just come up, bro. Like we already know what's up. There's meme coins out here, so.
I wanna be the very best that no one ever was.
If we want to be the best, that's what we have to do, friends. Shout out to Ivan on Tech. Bears are wrecked. Fartcoin with a 44% pump. It actually went as high as like 80% or 60%. It was covering out here. So everything remotely related to Ethereum, the price action is still absolutely garbage. If 4-year cycle repeats somewhere in the next 6 weeks, it's got to start moving up. Shout out to my fan Feg Toshi. Altcoins need Ethereum to go up as it's the leading indicator for alts, but at the same time, nobody wants to buy it. I think the Ethereum ETFs will play a big role as the bull market progresses. That very may be true. It's kind of interesting. People who can see the Ethereum ETF sucking, they then say Solana ETF is going to be super successful. But it's just their bias of their bags. People are allowed to dream big and speculate. Remember this picture of Vitalik, friends? Vitalik pictures are circulating the internet because Ethereum's price is wrecked hard. Richard Hart pictures also circulate since the price is down. So yeah, it doesn't look so funny, does it now? Because the price is down. Dancing on stage. Doesn't look so funny. It all comes down to the price. Shout out to my friend Aaron. The difference is one founder dumps on his holders while the other doesn't. That's actually true. And optics matters. You're a leader, man. You're a leader. Like, you want to know how much optics matters? Well, Donald Trump, imagine you found out Donald Trump was investing hundreds of millions of dollars to buy land in China and to buy land in like France. Imagine he found that out. Imagine he was hiring international employees. You'd be like, wait a minute. Optics though, like you're saying you're putting America first, but your attention is like on other countries, but he doesn't do that. But just give you an idea of how obvious it would be in that perspective. Also, please don't borrow money to do trading. Please, look at this Coinfessions Rekt. I've ruined myself trading. Became an addiction without me even realizing it. The worst happened after a losing streak this year when I borrowed money thinking I could make it back. I didn't. So borrow more, bet more, booty, no. Don't borrow money to trade crypto, friends. How many times we've seen this story? For every one success story on Coinfessions Rekt, there's like 50, 100, man, 50 thousands of just The same thing. People get into a hole and they borrow money, and unfortunately what they do is they don't say, hey, I'm going to commit to this long-term spot holding of like a meme cult religion archetype, for example, Pulse. They never say that. They never say that. They're committing long-term spot or to any coin, really. They end up saying, well, I'm going to go leverage trade because I've got to make it back soon. That's the tough part, friends. Look, take some free friendship advice from me. You can always make your money back. There's a catch. You must be willing to let go of time. You must. If you don't ever get that, you'll never cross the hurdle. All right. Any amount of money you lose, almost any amount for most of us, you can make it back and more, and you will make it back. I promise you. But you cannot have this attitude of you got to make it back now. See, when you lose money, I know you want it back fast, but eventually you got to let it fade off. You got to let that fade off, and you got to become Zen. You have to become a Zen approach to this. Then you can see the big picture. You adapt. You take a long-term view. We catch all the Pokemons together in the tall grass. Then you can eventually make it back. However, that's the deal, though. The deal is I can't give it to you right now. Okay, but if you have that belief, you have that faith, you will end up making it. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button all. Don't forget it loves you. Catch you in the next one.